The rise of global systems, Palantir, Project Nimbus, influence networks, and prophetic parallels. Modern power increasingly runs on two things: data and influence. Companies like Palantir provide the analytics that make data meaningful. Cloud contracts such as Project Nimbus provide the infrastructure that stores and processes it. Where large tech firms, governments, wealthy backers, and political actors meet, the result is an architecture capable of real-time monitoring and centralized control, an architecture that many Christians see as echoing biblical warnings about centralized, coercive systems in the last days. The publicly known people tied to Palantir and Project Nimbus are senior company executives, founders, government ministers, and civil service officials, not members of any verifiable secret society. Some individuals have memberships in elite business/political networks or attend private conferences. What is Palantir?
Breaking news.
What if everything about you, your health, your finances, your political beliefs, even your private moments, were gathered into a single, all-seeing government database? That's not a sci-fi nightmare. It's happening right now. And it has a name: Trump's Great Big Ugly Database. I'm here to warn you. This is a seismic shift in American life, and it threatens the core of our freedom. Under a sweeping executive order, federal agencies are merging your most sensitive data. The tech muscle behind it? Palantir, founded by billionaire Peter Thiel, famous for powering U.S. intelligence and policing, now building the backbone of this digital dragnet. Imagine a system that pulls in your social security records, health files, tax returns, gun purchases, even your online activity, all cross-referenced, scored by artificial intelligence, and monitored in real time. This isn't just about catching criminals. With the push of a button, officials could locate political dissenters, students protesting U.S. policy, or anyone critical of those in power. Today, it might target extremists. Tomorrow, whoever the government decides is inconvenient. It's bipartisan. Both parties, both major faces, have built and defended this growing machine. And once these powers exist, history shows they rarely go away. The Patriot Act, passed in fear after 9/11's, never left us. Surveillance justified by public health during the pandemic? Still here. Now we're watching those same arguments. National security, convenience, even comfort, being used to justify a digital prison. And make no mistake, the architects aren't just politicians. They're tech billionaires. Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, and their circles, blurring the lines between government and corporate control, profiting from the tools that strip away your privacy. Those defending this say you have nothing to fear if you've done nothing wrong. But what if the definition of wrong changes? Civil liberties groups are sounding the alarm. Because once every move, every belief, every mistake is tracked, judged, and stored forever, freedom becomes a memory. This is not paranoia, it's not a drill. The Great Big Ugly Database is being built right now. If we don't question it, if we don't resist, we're handing over the keys to our lives, our rights, and our future. Don't let this be the moment America forgets what it means to be free.
Project Nimbus.
Technology that could be used for facial detection, image classification, and object tracking is among the advanced AI tools that Google is selling to Israel, according to a new report by The Intercept. It can also evaluate the emotional meaning of pictures, speech, and writing. The controversial deal, dubbed Project Nimbus, was signed in 2021. Nimbus is a cloud service built by Google and Amazon in order to help Israel strengthen its information system to serve the government and military. But some Google workers have since expressed concerns, saying that the service could worsen the Israeli occupation of Palestine. Google and Amazon workers even published an open letter last year calling on the leaders of the companies to pull out of the project and cut all ties with the Israeli military.
Expanded biblical connections, how Palantir/Nimbus/modern systems resemble first-century warnings. Revelation's beast, the number, and Nero. What Revelation says. Revelation 13 verses 16 to 18 describes a system that controls commerce, that no one may buy or sell, and gives a cryptic number, 666, or in some early manuscripts, 616. John gives the number as a riddle for his readers to solve. Scholarly consensus. Short, many modern scholars argue that the number originally pointed to Nero Caesar by using alphabetic numerical values, gematria. That would make Revelation a work that speaks directly to first-century persecution and political power, naming an oppressive regime in coded form so readers could recognize it without endangering authors or copyists. Why that matters for today. Revelation's portrait is both historical, addressing empire-level oppression in John's day, and typological, its images of a centralized power that can restrict trade, coerce worship, and exercise worldwide authority are the blueprint readers use when mapping modern structures of economic and informational control onto the prophetic vision. Palantir, analytics, and Nimbus, cloud, as practical enablers of beast-like systems. Palantir fuses disparate datasets into identity graphs, predictive models, and operational dashboards used by governments and militaries. That capability, bringing multiple data streams under one analytic eye, resembles the scriptural image of global sight and targeted coercive action. C.F. Daniel's visions of powerful, seeing empires, Revelation's surveillance of commerce. Project Nimbus centralizes government cloud capacity, local hosting, AI or ML, storage, for an entire national administration and defense apparatus. Centralized cloud plus integrated analytics mean data that was once isolated can be joined and used to permit/deny services, flag people, and automate decisions, technically a plausible toolset for restricting commerce or access in ways similar to Revelation's commerce control image. Scriptural parallel. Brief. Revelation's beast governs commerce and requires visible allegiance. A modern cloud plus analytics stack is the kind of infrastructure that could, in principle, make large-scale economic conditioning operational. The analogy is not identity, machines is not equal to demon, but the functional resemblance, centralized data, centralized control. The Nero precedent and the pattern of a redivivus tyrant. First-century pattern. John and other early Christians expected imperial persecution and sometimes used coded language, like gematria, so persecuted communities could identify an oppressor without directly naming him. The Nero reading treats Revelation as both a contemporary critique and a typological map for future coercion's modern echo. Today's powerful tech plus state networks, Palantir plus Nimbus plus the financial and identity systems people are calling things like the QFS or cashless/quantum financial ideas, echo that pattern. Systems that could be used to identify, exclude, or condition persons across economies. Some modern writers and pastors therefore read Revelation's commerce/mark images as warnings about digital identity, surveillance finance, and permission access. What QFS? A proposed next-generation global financial settlement system that uses advanced computing, including quantum-grade cryptography, to process and settle transactions. In many online communities it has become a shorthand for a rumored new global financial regime. Why it matters for prophecy mapping. If a future financial infrastructure did become permissioned, requiring authenticated digital identity to transact, it would sit squarely in the spot Revelation warns about. So Christians watching technological and financial consolidations see QFS talk as highly relevant. Separate the technical possibilities, quantum cryptography, identity systems, cashless rails. When John wrote of the beast in Revelation, the first believers would have recognized the shadow of Nero in the Roman Empire, a ruler who demanded loyalty, controlled life, and crushed those who would not bow. Yet the warning was never meant for Rome alone. It was given as a pattern, a sign of what will rise again in different forms through history. Today, we see echoes of that same system in the growth of massive technologies, Project Nimbus, which places government power into cloud networks, Palantir, which gathers and analyzes information on entire populations, and new financial structures, like the so-called QFS, that promise to control how and when transactions can take place. The people behind these systems are not nameless or hidden. They are executives, investors, government ministries, and military planners whose names are found in public records. This is not the realm of secret myths but of visible men and women building real structures of control. And yet, to the eyes of faith, these efforts resemble the scaffolding of the beast system foretold in Scripture, a world where buying and selling, movement and freedom, all depend on allegiance to powers that deny Christ. For Christians, the lesson is clear. We are called to watch, to discern, and to resist the pull of systems that promise safety and order at the cost of truth and freedom. What was seen under Nero has not vanished, it is rising again, this time in digital towers and clouded skies, preparing the way for the final unveiling of the man of lawlessness.